Vechain is at a critical spot right now. Indicators are looking for a little bit of a move up, but even on the 1 week time frame here, let's go to this. We are still seeing massive potential for a drop with price versus while money flow high and dropping out. If this happens, we're going to see a catastrophic drop in price to our next structure support with a 41% potential drop. This is going to be a really tough one to call. There's a lot of different things that go into this prediction, so be sure to stay to the end of the video, and I'm going to give you my opinion on everything. Couple things before we get started. This video, the Vechain video, was requested by one of our viewers. Thank you so much. You know who you are, and if you have any other coin requests within these 20 coins, please let me know. I'll do my best to help out with that as soon as possible. Just let me know down in the comments. And with that, I do also want to let our members know that we have another 4% trade win. If you're a member with us, go ahead and click this link to see which one it was. We have a soul scalping trade called out on June 13th. Pretty quick turnaround on that for another 4% trade when we are 29 wins, 0 losses. And just thanks again to all of our brand new members. You can join a membership at the links in the description down below. And with that, let's get started in the video. I'm going to take you over to the tradeconfident.io website, scrolling all the way down to the bottom here to click on Vechain. First metric we're looking at is the Vechain emotional index here. And as the price dropped over the last couple of weeks here, we saw a drop all the way into fearful territory. And despite the continued drop, we are starting to move back into anxious. This is actually kind of scary and bearish to me because most often the higher the metric is on this chart, the more likely it is to drop. So if we're seeing a price drop while the metric rises, this could be bearish. I'm really hoping to see people buy the dip here, but Vechain's been having a rough time recently, so we got to take a look at the Vechain volatility breakout detector to see where we're at. Relative to previous moves in Vechain, we are seeing a basically sideways movement here, basically parallel, which has caused low volatility. However, most often once we drop into low volatility, just like we saw back here and up here, this is where we're seeing intense moves in the market. Impulsive moves happen when we see low volatility. People get kind of antsy. And with that, we got to take a look at the Vechain Whale Smart Money metric to see where we're heading next. Whales are showing a stronger likelihood of long trades at the moment. However, I have to let you know, it's not until we see a metric value of around 600 to 800 that we're really seeing those moves up. Now, when we saw that right here, this candle, we did see a little bit of a rise, but not too much. Bears came through and continued pushing the price down. Next up, we got to take a look at the Vechain major support and resistance levels. Our closest structural resistance, at least locally, is at 1.834415 cents. This would be a very significant move up. I'll show you the exact percentages later on in the video, but for now, we got to take a look at the Vechain daily trade scanner. Vechain has had a really rough time, and where traditionally we would see moves up, as we see in buy signals right here and a couple times over here, we are seeing pretty significant moves. So if you're trading Vechain, I highly recommend using other metrics and indicators, I'll show you those later as well, for confirmation before placing trades. We got decent buy signals right here, buy signal there, buy signal here that saw a bit of a move up, buy signal move up, buy signal move up. Not too bad at all, but there will be signals just based on the bearishness. Always use extra data to confirm any trades you take. With that, if you want to get access to all of these metrics, that'll help you trade successfully in Vechain. If you want to get access to those trade setups where we are now 29 wins and 0 losses, future forecast video, and more, you can grab our membership at the links in the description down below. Just go ahead and scroll down, click show more, and the membership will be the very first link. Go ahead and click that. It'll bring you to our homepage. Move up here and click subscribe. Fill out your information, and I recommend the full access for $59 a month. In fact, you won't be able to trade Vechain without it because the basic access for $29 months only gives you access to the first 10 coins on our website. Full access gives you all 20 coins worth of metrics and many more benefits. So just go ahead and click choose, follow the prompts, and I hope to trade with you soon. Heading into the live charts, things get a bit more hairy. I do have to point out that at least on the 1-day time frame here, price versus while money flow is low, and most often this will show whales have oversold and are likely to buy in soon. If that's the case, we will see a bit of a price move up. However, despite a downtrend, trend exhaustion is showing that the uptrend, this little one right here, is almost exhausted as it moves into its top red sections, and most often this will result in moves down. So we're getting conflicting signals on the 1-day time frame. We're not seeing any buy signals or anything like that, but if we do, this will add to a little bit of a bullish sentiment. As we saw on the support and resistance metric, we do have structure support at 1.834415 cents. From this point on, I'll only be saying these 3 digits right here in terms of cents just to keep things a little easier. From the current price, this would be a move of about 20%. That's the interesting thing about Vechain, is even though it moves in really small segments, because the coin is so small, even minor moves, visually minor moves at that, still have massive consequences, like a 20% move up, or as you'll see, over a 40% drop potential. Using that as a segue, let's head straight into the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame here, the price versus well money flow is still relatively high compared to previous lows. At the same time, though, trend exhaustion is lower on its chart, showing a more likely move up. But at this point, well money will take priority over the trend exhaustion. Where well money goes, the price is likely to go too, so we need to be paying attention to that. In fact, price versus well money flow is probably one of the most, if not the most important indicator you can have in your tool belt. Because of that, there is a little bit of drop potential that I need everyone to pay attention to here. And unfortunately, while we do have structure support, let me bring back the drawings here. We are actively testing structure support at the moment at 1.42 cents. However, if we break down from here, it's going to be pretty intense. We actually have to scroll back quite a bit to find previous structure support at this level. Anywhere below here is going to be a crash, and we see tons and tons of touches on this level. This is actually probably one of the strongest levels of structure support or resistance if we go below that, but for now, structure support that Vechain has. This is why I think if we break down from this level, it's going to be a drop really, really quickly, and from the current price, this comes out to be about a 42% drop, just over 40%, so this could be catastrophic. Again, this comes from how small Vechain actually is. So a lot of short traders could be very happy with this move. However, if anyone's holding or actively trading or about to enter long trades at this level, this could be very, very risky. Not to say that you couldn't see moves up. Last time we almost hit this level, we saw, what is this here? An 80% move up here. Absolutely insane. And that's just counting the candle bodies. This isn't the wicks. That'd be even more if it was the wicks. But you can see Vechain has a lot of pretty insane potential, if I'm being honest here. But with that insane upwards potential comes also the danger, the hazards of a downwards potential too. Anyone trading Vechain should be very, very careful. I'm not saying you shouldn't trade it, but personally, this feels really risky. So always use good risk management. With that in mind, the TC top and bottom finder actually has risk management built in the form of a buy limit strategy. This is what we at Trade Confident have used to earn 29 wins and 0 losses in our scalping strategy, especially with the coin as risky as Vechain. Again, there's tons and tons of upside potential, tons of money to be made, but there's equal, if not more, risk of insane drops. This is highly, highly volatile, so you're going to need to use risk management. This style of risk management has worked well for us, and the way you got to do it is you take your initial investment and split it into 3 equal parts. The first part you enter into market order right here. This is just the current price. Buy into whatever the price is now. And let me clarify, I am not recommending you enter a trade in Vechain right now. This is just an example. Pretend we're not even talking about Vechain specifically, but let's say you were to enter a trade. The way you would do it is enter your first part into the market order. The next part would go into the buy limit 1. This is a limit order, which means if the price drops below that level, it automatically purchases. And the third part would be entered into buy limit 2, and you would enter both of these buy limits at the number indicated on the labels. From there, you'll set a take profit at this green line at the price indicated on this label. By default, this is at 4%, but you can adjust this as you wish right here at the take profit. This strategy works like this. Let's say the price ends up dropping past the first buy limit. What's going to happen is your second part of your trade is going to kick in, and you will have now bought the dip. This means that instead of the price having to bounce all the way back up to your market order, the price only has to go to about here because your break even has averaged out between these two prices. Now let's say the price drops even further and drops below this buy limit 2, which is right at about the level of our support level that we were looking at earlier, the 40% drop. From there, if the price drops below that, it means that your break even is actually even lower. If your last buy limit kicks in, you now have a ton of money at a much more favorable point. This means you will jump into profit much faster, and with that, you'll also be making more money because you have more invested. This is how the strategy works. Let's say from this market order, you just move straight up in your take profit, easy 4% there, so it's a win-win either way. As you trade, you're going to want to pay attention for those buy signals, price versus well money flow low, and trend exhaustion low. When you see all 3 of those working together, you're going to likely see moves up. So that's how this strategy works. Again, before you enter any trades, you're going to be wanting to look for confirmations like price versus well money flow low, trend exhaustion low, and a buy signal. Honestly, if we get a buy signal, I would not be as worried about a drop. However, we've been seeing some pretty crazy moves from Vechain, so it's pretty risky. Because it's so risky, highly recommend using risk management. With that, if you are a crypto trader, these indicators are going to be crucial for you, especially if you're in coins as risky as Vechain. It's hard to tell at this point where we're likely to go, but for now, my price targets are for a move up at 1.83 cents or a drop from the current structure support support all the way down to 0.86 cents. Either way, it's going to be intense. Big moves coming for Vechain, and you're going to want the guidance of these indicators. I can get them to you for up to $400 off right now. All you got to do is check the link in the description down below. Just go ahead and scroll down, click show more, and the indicators will be the second link. Go ahead and click that. It'll bring you to our store page. Click I want this. Enter your information right here. Click pay, and it'll offer you the TC top and bottom finder for just $349 instead of the regular $749. Just go ahead and click add to cart. You'll actually get all 11 of Trade Confidence indicators for $400 off. Make sure your information is correct. Click pay and you are good to go. With that in mind, big moves are coming for Vechain, whether it's a 20% jump or a 40% drop, where it's really tough to tell at the moment. You're going to want to use these indicators to really pay attention, and with something as risky as Vechain, I recommend moving between multiple time frames, all the way between 1 week, 1 day, and the 4-hour time frame, just to really make sure you're getting these signals correct. Because of the risk factor, I personally would wait until we see both indicators match up before taking any trades. Of course, none of this is financial advice. How you trade is up to you. With that, thanks so much for watching. Trade safe, trade confident, and I will see you in the next video.